Welcome, let's talk about Flow. So this is the Flow app. You click on it and it opens it up. So this is the default. And the Flow app it's a very simple but very powerful app. And what it gives you is it's just a table of underlines and parameters. And that's it. That's what it is. What you can do with it is you can select which parameters you want to display and which what ordering you want to use, and a couple of additional stuff that we'll take a look at here. So you can do all of this via commands, as you already know, but um, let's get started with the control panel. So you click here, control panel. So these are the parameters for this module. The columns, which are the columns displayed, value, price, and change. What's the ordering? It's ordered by value. How many you want in the row. And I suggest you don't put a higher number than what you need because this is a lot of data. Ascending, whether the order is ascending or descending, whether only show futures, and some filters and symbols. All right, so let's add one that I really like to add is flow ratio and vFlow ratio. You add those, enter. So flow ratio is the volume of call buys plus put sells divided by call sells and put buys. So basically, it's bullish flow divided by bearish flow, and flow ratio is the value of bullish flow divided by bearish flow. vFlow ratio is the volume of bullish flow divided by bearish flow. Let's add value call ratio, value put ratio. Those are very cool. So how many calls are being bought versus sold, and these are pretty solid indicators. Let's see. We can also add another one that I like quite a bit is you can see the volume. Volume of call buys, volume of call sells, volume of put buys, and volume of put sell. That was a pretty cool one too, right? So that gives you those values. And now let's order by volume of call buy. So when you do that, let's see what happens. So now, this is the ordering. Now it's interesting. You have, we look at that we up here, which is, a crazy stock today. And that's that. So you can do what's the ordering that you want to. So here's a cool one. If you order by vFlow ratio, that's going to give you like these crazy symbols. Now the issue is, remember vFlow ratio. Let's just add vFlow ratio. vFlow ratio is the volume of calls bought and puts sold divided by calls sold and puts bought. So bullish volume divided by bearish volume. And I look at that. I mean, that's a crazy. And just to give you an idea how that looks like, this is not part of the tutorial because right now we're only looking at. Yeah, look at that. That's how this looks like. This CBD is, that huge call, strike 5 for December. Anyway, let's not get distracted. Now, the issue here is that you might maybe these, a 25K trade. I mean, that's tiny. So you might want to filter for stocks that have a value of 1. And let's go. All right, now we've got something more interesting. These have higher than 1 million in value. And here you can add as many filters as you want, separated by a comma. So you can do greater than or less than. And okay, so now there's more interesting things. So just a tiny distraction. Let's go to the Joy app. And what stock are we talking about here? MHCP. Notice how I did that at there. And then I click here, this changes. Yeah. So look at that. So this has a lot of, that's a massive put sell. That's why this has such a high flow ratio. So that's that. And you can get crazy with these columns. Usually, I always keep it on flow. And after hours, I just do flow foots, and that gives me the futures. And another very useful one is S. So let's say that you always want to see like IBM and what and MCD on top, right? So you do S, IBM, MCD, and that way it's going to be ordered by value default columns, but you're always going to have IBM MCD, right? And then value, price, change, V flow ratio, deltas, cool, gammas, cool, thetas, cool. I mean, there's a lot of parameters here. These are all live. It's very cool. Like deltas and all the Greeks bought and sold for puts and calls. You just have to see what works for you. And yeah, this is the Flow app. And to access the Flow, you just enter Flow, and that's good enough. This is the default setting, and that's what's going to give you. All right, thank you.